Okay, that's fine. So thank you everybody for being online. I know we spent 22 minutes, so but it's worth it anyway. So if you noted, I think I've got this opened. Let me see if I can see it again. Uh, okay. Oh, sorry. I'm looking for this. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. And I want to push it down. This is the problem. Okay, yeah. So, okay. I know every one of us has got this. So this is where we had last week. I think we did business unit last week, and business unit sets, assignments. That's where we stopped. And we now said, okay, this week we're going to work on department, grade ladder, job family, job, and also position. All these ones, we don't need to do them for now. And also, if you notice, we didn't do this last week as well. We didn't do this, sorry, we didn't do this last week. So for this week, this is what we have to do. Now, what I'd make a change on yesterday when I was checking this, because basically, if you notice, we created in what is called a managed legislative data group. If you notice, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, we created a legislative data group. And that legislative data group, we call it Blue Sky Citadel. So let me just quickly, I'm not sure where it is. Legislative. Okay, let me just put this. Yeah, legislative. Spelling. So, yeah. So if you notice, I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember now, we created this. We call it Blue, and it's called Blue Sky. Yeah, you can see Blue Sky Citadel Legislative Data Group. So this is what we actually added to Oracle. Now, to be honest, we don't need to do this. The reason is because I read in Oracle, it says that if you can see, this is called GB, Legislative Data Group. We could have just used this one because now for this one, this is basically UK. This is from Oracle. Because you guys are only operating in UK, Blue Sky Citadel is only operating in UK, we can just use this. We don't need to create a new one. So there's some countries where if they operate in many countries, they actually create their own. For example, in US, they will create for example, Blue Sky Citadel Legislative Data Group. If it's Australia, they put Blue Sky Citadel AU Legislative Data Group. So everybody create different countries. But according to Oracle, they said instead of you creating a new one, just use their own. So if you operate in many countries, you can just use this one. You can see GB. It's the same thing. If I want to do US we also operate as well. So you can see US should be somewhere here. So I know a lot of people have created. You can see there's so many. So this is US. Though this is from, I don't even know which one is Oracle now. Okay, so you can see there's US legislative data group. Somebody must have created two. I don't know why they created two. So, but this is standard, which is a seeded one. So it's better to use a seeded one if you're only operating in one country. If you're operating in many countries, yeah, you can see a lot of people creating many. So you can use that one. But for our own purpose, I think it's better for us to use GB. So we can use the GB Legislative Data Group because that will come. Oracle has already embedded a lot of legislation in their own. Rather than us actually adding a lot of legislation on our own, it's better for us to use their own. So that's the reason why yesterday I had to change a lot of things so that we can now use their own legislative data group. And I'll quickly tell you what I've done. So the first thing I did was I created a new division. So like I told you, our location is fine. Our location doesn't use legislative data group. Our division also doesn't use the legislative data group, but I just created a new division yesterday. And this is the reason why I wanted us to change the requirements. So if I go here, what I just did was I just created instead of using, remember we created Blue Sky Citadel. So if I go here, this is division anyway. You can see this is what we created before. Blue Sky Citadel DV, but I created a new one called Blue Sky Citadel DV. And if I go here, it doesn't actually use the legislative data group, but I just created it anyway. And I remember I pick up I used the same location. So that's all I just did for DV. So the same thing, I went to legal address. I didn't do anything on that one. So everything we've done is the same thing with Blue Sky Citadel. I only changed the name. So again, if I now go to legal entity, and this is where you will now need the legislative data group. I'll just quickly show you now. So if I go to DV, I created a new, so this is, sorry, legal entity. This is a new legal entity. Remember, like I told you, when it gets here, always go to the scope. So I went to scope. And if we go here, you will see Blue Sky Citadel here. You can see Blue Sky Citadel. This is the new one I created. So anything I created is called Blue SSLE. So anything Citadel, just ignore, because what happened is all these are going to be using our own Blue Sky Citadel legislative data group. And I will prefer us to use Oracle standard, Oracle seeded one, rather than using our own. So that's the reason why I created a new one. So I created a new one. I'll quickly show you now. I'll go to apply. And this is for the testing team. That's the reason why I wanted to change everything. You can see what I've created. This is legal entity, and this is the same thing which we created for our own Blue Sky Citadel. It's the same thing. I just put this number. It's the same thing, GB, and that's all. Just added the address. That's for the legal entity. And I just say Blue SSLE. Again, I will go to the next one, which is called legislative data group. So, which is part of no, it's not, it is called legal entity ACM information, which is this one. Remember, once you created this legal entity, you go to legal entity. You can see this is what I created. You can see Blue Sky Citadel, sorry, Blue SSLE. It's the same thing we created before. The same thing, nothing changed. And this is where it changes. So you can see this is the same legal employer. And if I go to the next tab, you can see what I did. GB Legislative Data Group. The one we created before was Blue Sky Citadel Legislative Data Group. But this one, I just added the seeded one. It is better. So just keep on using the seeded one rather than creating a new legislative data group. It makes your life much more easier. So, and I read it in the Oracle standard yesterday. I said, always use the seeded one. It makes your life, especially if you're only operating in one country. So always use the seeded. So that's the reason why I just said, let's use the seeded one. So the only difference with what we've done is I just named this one Blue SSLE or anything Blue SS. That's a new one, not Blue Sky Citadel. But our address is the same thing. Our legal employer, location is the same. It's called Blue Sky Citadel, whatever. Our legal address is the same. It's also called Blue Sky Citadel. Address doesn't use legislative data group, so that's why I didn't change it. So that's the reason why I wanted to change the requirements. So again, if I go out of here, so the next thing you need to, sorry, just give me one sec. I'm just trying to go through the content as well. So the next one, which I created was the business unit. So again, I just go here. So business unit. Our business unit doesn't also need the LDG. We call it LEG, which is Legislative Data Group. So if I go here and I pick up blue, you see two. So blue, search. You see this one. This is the one we created before, and this is the new one I created. So this is the one we will need to add back to our requirement. So if I go here, the only thing I didn't add on this one, I didn't add the location, but it doesn't, to be honest, it doesn't really need the location. So you can see, I just name it Blue SSBU. If I want, I can add the location. So I can just name it Blue and see if it comes. Okay, nothing comes out. So if I go to this list, so you can just say blue. It's the same thing. So you can see search. Oh, sorry. This one. Blue sky location. Oh, where's our location? Let me just put blue, only blue. So the same location we used to come out, so just blue. You can see. So this is the Crayford address. You can just add the address. It doesn't make any difference. And what I just did was, you don't need a manager. And also, default set, always put it to common because this is a seeded one. And you guys only operate in one country. So just save and close. So remember, like I said, the new business unit to be, anything you see now is going to go, it will be called Blue SS. Don't use Blue Sky Citadel. Apart from the location and the legal address, those will still be Blue Sky Citadel. But any other thing, just use Blue SS. This is for the testing team. And I'm going to change the requirement very quickly. That's the reason why I want it done now. But since you don't have it, I will just do it later for you guys. So if I go to the next one is now business unit set. So you can see, actually, I need to click on this one. So if I go here, this one, you don't need to really do anything. Oh, God. Because I've already clicked on this one. So it wouldn't allow me. Oh, God. Okay. You always do that. So I need to go out and come back in again, which I don't want to do. So, but there's nothing much to do. Yeah, okay, okay. Let me see if I can just refresh. Okay, let's go and see if, okay, yeah, good. It allows me. Oh, it's not opening. Let me refresh this again. Business sets. Then let me click on this. Oh, it's not just opening. I don't know why. Okay. But the only thing, to be honest, you don't need to do anything on this one because you're using common set. This is where we added the department, location, grade, and job. You don't need to do anything. They're all common set anyway, because what you created here, it says common. So the only thing you just need to do, just to make sure they're all common, and it should just be common. I'll show this to you later. I think you just need me to refresh the system, then I'll do it. But actually, let me see if I can refresh this and see if it's gonna open. Okay, and let me see if I can do it. Oh, don't worry. It wouldn't allow me. That's fine. So this is what we did up to last week. So like I said, the only thing that changes just to make sure everything is now blue SS, blue SSBU, blue, which is business unit, blue SS division, blue SS legal entity, and also blue SS legal entity ACM information. So that's the only thing so that I can now link it to GB legal entity. So legal data group. That's the reason why I changed everything yesterday. So the next thing for us is the department. Even for the department, because of our time, I've already created the department as well. So I'll show you. So department. So the same thing. So that's the next thing. So departments. So if I go here. Okay. So if I go here and I just click on blue, I don't know why this is always coming up. Just blue. So you can see there's because this is department anyway. So you can see blue SS department. Forget it, just ignore this one. Blue SS department. So if I go here, this is the one I created yesterday. And that's the department is pretty easy. So if I go to edit, correction. So the only thing you just need to do, just make sure you put the dates. Common sets, you always be common sets. Put the department name active. That's all. If I want, I can add the location because they will always be the same location. If I don't, I mean, location doesn't really matter. So because you already created your location anyway. So anything down here, you don't need them. So the only thing you're just creating is the department. So department is basically the operating unit for the where the, for example, you have HR department, you have IT department, you have various departments. You all know the department that an employee will work. So that's what you're creating. So there's always departments which an employee needs to operate in. So there's some organization they have, like, I don't know, they have close to 100 departments. Some could be 50, some could even be less than that. You need to create as much as possible. Most of the time, most of these departments, you don't need to create them. You can load them. Because if you have like 100, you can't be coming here and be creating everything one by one. You can actually load them anyway. So you can use an HDL to load departments, or maybe use there's a lot of data loaders which you can actually use to load into the system. So that's one of the, but if you have only 3 or 4 or 5 to do, you can just come here and just create the departments. This one, I just put blue SS department. It could be IT, it could be anything, but this one I didn't specify. I just said department. If I, like I said, if I want, I can just add the address here, but for this one, I don't need it. So once you do it, just click on submit. But for this one, I've already created it already. So I'm just going to do cancel. So the next one, which I also created, will be grade. So will be grade. So let me click on done. We all know the significance of grade. The grade is depending on where you work. You can have grade A. Grade A could be for some specific manager. Grade B could be for some specific employee. Grade C could be for, and some have some steps as well. If you ask grade A, it could be grade A1, A2, A3, A4. You can also have grade B, B1, B2, B3. So those are kind of steps. So you can also have grade C, C1, C2, C3, C4, whatever it is. You can have all those kind of grade and grade steps. And also you can have rate as well. Rate will be, or grade range would be, for example, maybe grade A1 has got, it could be, let's say, between 50,000 to 55,000. So whoever is on grade A1 would be within that range. Whoever is on grade A2 would be, let's say, from, I don't know, 60 to 70. Whoever is on grade A3 could be on between 70 and 80. So it depends on the range for that particular organization. But for you guys, I just make it as simple as possible. So I think also I put grace. Okay, so let me go here. So if I go to grade, so you can see grade here. So here I just put blue. I still don't understand why this one is coming up. So let me just cancel this. Okay. So you can see, if we go ignore about the first one. So this is blue SS. So if I click on blue SS, so you can see, actually, let me do here and do correct so you can see what I've actually done. So when I got here, I just put the date and I put the grade name. So because you need to have a grade name. So grade name. And once you put the grade name, you just come here, you can see grade step. I just added number 1, grade A. If I want, I can add grade B, grade C, grade D, or I can do grade A1. I can come to number 2, grade A2, grade A. So you can just come here and just add it. So for example, I can just put grade B. If I want, I can put grade C. Depending on the requirements, you can just put as much grade as possible. So, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to put grade A just to make our life much more easier. So once you do that, then you click on, which one again? So let me just delete this. So let me remove this. And let me remove the second one because we don't want to save it. So 1 is fine for now. So once you do this, what you just need to do, you go to this value and you can see what I did. I just put grade rate. So this next one is just grade rate. And the grade, because it's only one grade, I just say between 50 to 60. So for example, if I have the second one, which is grade, let's say grade B or grade C, you can just keep on going. I can just come here to grade rates and just put, let's say 60 to 70. The next one will be 70 to 80. But this one, instead of doing 50 to 60, you can just put 59.99. Then you now start from 60 to 69.99. Again, 70 to 79.99. The reason is somebody can be on, let's say, grade A, and if you put maximum of 60, remember another one is starting from 60 again. It's going to be a little bit confusing. So it's always good to end with 59.99. So then start a new one with 60 to 69.99. So on and off. So, but just for easy one. And if you notice, our legislative data group, because grade also need legislative data group, you can see GB. I didn't put blue scarcity there here. So I put GB so that we can just use the seeded one. So just to make it easy, and it's annually, it's salary, and I just put 50K here to 60. And I just click on submit. So just to make our life easy. So then I click on cancel. So I'm just going to click on cancel. Normally, if you just do it, you just click on submit. So I'm just going to click on cancel. Then the next one is, it's going to show grade rate. Because I've already done grade rate there. So if I come here, the grade rate, you can see grade rate, and grade ladder. We don't need the grade ladder because it's only for one grade anyway. So if I come here and I just click on grade rates, because the grade also is got some grade rate anyway. So I don't need to come here and do a new one again. So if I come here and I come, you can see grade rates. This has already been done. When I was creating the grades, you can see it's the same thing. So you don't need to come here and do this one again. You've already done it. So once you create a grade, and everything what I just mentioned now, they're actually in the user guide, which I sent to you guys. So grade ladder, don't worry about grade ladder because that could be a little bit confusing. So, and because we're only using one grade, we don't need grade ladder anyway. We only have grade A, and that's all. You don't need a ladder for that one. So once you create a grade, the next thing we just need to check, which I also have done, is job. Now, I will tell you something. Once I've finished all this, I will tell you what we're going to do. So you can see the next one is just job. So, but before you create job, you need to create job family. Now, this job family is more like, how can I put it? Job family is more like, let's say IT. Let me just, I think I've done one already. So if I go to blue again, so I'll click here, click on job family. Yeah. So, for example, if the company has, for example, let's say IT, you have an IT department, you have an HR department, you have engineering department, you have this department or that department. Let me use IT for example. Within IT department, you can have an IT executive, IT manager, IT director, IT admin, IT. You can have like maybe within the IT, you can have maybe let me put it let's say 5 or 6 jobs within that department. So admin, executive, director, HR manager, sorry, IT manager, IT, I mean, different ones. All this IT, you can put them as a family. So you can just create a job family for them. So it can just be Blue SS IT job family. The same thing, you can do that for HR as well. So you can create a Blue SS HR family job family. So that'll be HR manager, HR admin, HR business partner, HR. You all know all these different titles. You can just put everything together so they will all be under one job family. So that's the reason. It's just a combination of different titles or different jobs. So it will be much more easily identifiable. So that's why we create job family. Some can create only one job family, and within that job family, they put everything into that one job family. While some can create many. For example, if the company have many departments within the company, they can create, if they have 5 departments, for example, they can create 5 job family. IT department, HR, what department again? Finance, payroll, I mean, you know, this department, they can just have different job families for them. So that's the purpose of job family. So that's the reason why we create this. And if you look what I've done for you guys, so if I do to go to correction, this is very simple. Just put the dates there, put the name. For example, this one I just make it much more easier. Blue SS job family, and that's all. And automatically the code will come up anyway, and that's it. Forget about this one. Somebody created this, selects a family. Just ignore it. So I can see that somebody did this one. Just ignore. Standard is this 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a standard. Somebody created, so just ignore. So, and that's all. That's like I said, this is just a generic one. If you have HR, you can just put HR here. If you have IT, do an IT, engineering department, a science department, or whatever. Just create different ones. You can do as much as possible. And once you do, just submit. But for this one, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to click on cancel. And that's for job family. Then you now go to job. So if I go here, so you can see that's for job family. You now go to manage job. So I'll go to manage job. So again, I'm just going to click on blue. So again, ignore the first one, just go to SS. Whatever we're doing is SS. So I'm just going to click on this. So you can see if I go to edit, correct. So this is all I've done. I just say effective date, which is 51. And I just click blue SS manager. So with this job, I can say HR manager. I can say IT manager. I can say whatever I want. It doesn't make any difference. So just do whatever, and you can see I say status active. Now, this job which I'm creating, is it a full-time? Would it be whoever has got this job? Are they going to be working full-time? I'm just going to put full-time here. Also regular. So there's so many options here. There's so many. It says option or so regular or temporal. So that means full-time or part-time. That's what that means. And you can see this is full-time here. Anyway, this one has got many options. So actually, it's got only 2 options. So full-time and part-time. So most of the job we just put full-time there anyway. And you can see the moment I come here, I was able to select the job family I created. So if this is HR manager, I'll just come here and pick up job family, HR job manager. I'm just going to select it. I can see job function. I just put HR here. Anyway, it could be IT. I'm not sure if there are many options. So there's HR here. If you reckon your own job function is not here, you can also create a job function. But for now, just pick up whatever is suitable for you. So I just pick up HR for now. If you guys want, I can show you where to create a job function. If you want IT or science or the engineering or any kind of job function, we can create it and just put it here. But for now, I just pick up whatever is suitable. And this is not mandatory anyway, so I don't have to do it. So, and if I go down here, most of this, don't worry, somebody created all this. So just ignore them. So somebody created them. You can see that's the reason why many of them are not in line. If it's not in line, I can see that this is Oracle standard. You can see whatever somebody has created, it keep on going that way. Don't worry. Somebody have done that. So just ignore. And that's why it's not mandatory. And when you come here as well, none of this is mandatory, but these are from Oracle as well. So these are, you can see it says job set common, which is what we wanted. So, and that's all. That's all we created for job. Then once you do this, just submit. But for this one, I'm not going to submit. I'm just going to click on. And also this criteria, sorry, I forgot. Just click on no. Oh, God. Yeah, criteria. You don't need to do anything here. Don't worry. Profile. You don't need to do anything. Just click on submit. That's all. So, and that's it. So once you do that, and so this one, I'm just going to say I'm not doing anything. So click on done. And the next one, which is the final one, is the position. So we go to position. So again, they're all the same. So just go click on position. Position is pretty straightforward. So go here. What's position here now? Yeah, positions. So again, just click. I've done this already. So just click on blue. And Remember, if you're going to create a new one, you always go to create anyway. So we all know that. Anything you're going to create which is new, you click on create. And if whatever you created, if you don't like it, you can click on delete. So, but you can see that delete is grayed out. So because I've already done this, so I'm just going to click on search. You can see SS. So I'm going to click on this. Again, I'll click on edit so you can see what I've done. So when I came here, just put 1951. Then remember, I've created the business unit. So the moment you come here, just click on search here. Click on search and click on blue. If you can't remember the full name, click on blue and click on search. Your blue SSBU will, also whatever you created will come. It will just come and just click on OK. So I've already selected this. Most of these have already been created before. Now, that's what the business unit are created. And I just created also the position. I just say blue SSIT position. And it automatically give me a code. So don't worry about this code. It just gives you a code anyway. Every position I've got a code. It just give you a code. That code is coming. It's more like a seeded code. So it just give it to you. So don't worry about this code. Department, remember I've created a department, it just automatically give me the department. Remember I've created a job, it just automatically give me the job. So, and also location as well, it just automatically give me the location. All this is what I've created before. And that's the reason why you can see that anything business unit, they are all linked to department, job, location, and grade. Where's grade here now? Grade is somewhere down here. Grade is down. Yeah, you can see and grade. So this is grade here. So that's all you do. So once you've done this, active is always, it comes by default. Assignment category, none of this is actually mandatory, but you can just add it. So just full-time regular, because most of the position will be full-time, not part-time. If you need to create a part-time, that's fine. Just create a part-time. Just select the category and say part-time. So there should be part-time. You can see so many options. Most of these are actually Oracle standard. I can see that not many people have actually created rubbish here. So most of these are actually standard. Some of them could be done by somebody else. It doesn't matter. But if we've got time, I will show you guys where all these are. Most of these are in lookup. So you can just create your own. You can say Blue Sky Citadel, whatever, full-time regular. You can do your own as well. So, but normally Oracle standard always select their own. This is standard. You don't need to start creating Blue Sky Citadel one. So use Oracle one. So again, full-time there, regular there. So that's all. So that's the position you create. And once
Can
you're
I ask a
happy,
quick question, please?
yeah, what's the question?
So if we're trying to put in the intent, so what would it be?
If it's
Doing like maybe
intern,
work placement or something
intern
like that.
should be somewhere here. Let me check. I'm not sure if I don't think there's intern. If there's no intern, then we can create it. So, but let me check it from, it might be here. Oh, this is just full time. Yeah. If it's intern, it should be here. If it's not here, then we can just create it. But rather than creating an intern, the same thing with casual. They're casual employees. They're not permanent. Am I right to say that? An intern is a
Yeah,
casual
yeah,
one.
they're not permanent.
And so you can either use this or create your own. Yeah, that's fine. You can see that there's no option for intern here. Then you can just create intern. Or normally, if you talk to an Oracle guy, they will tell you, why don't you use temporary worker or casual? They will tell you to use the same thing. But they're the same, they're intern.
Okay.
They're not permanent. Or casual. They're the same. But if you insist on yours, that's fine. We can just go to the back end and create an intern. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. I can show you guys before we finish how to create it. If you want it, I can show you guys. For example, I think in my own place or I'm not sure if we have intern. I can't remember now on top of my head. So yeah, but I know we have casual. A lot of people are casuals. Intern, I can't remember if we do have. But if you want it, that's fine. You can see, looking at this, I can see somebody created it. This is not from Oracle. CFL. You can somebody use this as a kind of prefix, like a Blue Sky Citadel, Blue Sky Citadel. So somebody uses this so that they'll be able to identify their own. So we can do the same thing. An intern is also an apprentice, if I'm right. Is that the same thing with intern as well? Especially if it's Blue Sky Citadel training. They might fall under here.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
more
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
more like it than casual.
That's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be duplicating too much. If you want, you can create it. If you want, you can just look at what is so close and you just pick it up. That's all. So that means your business unit will be business unit, and your Blue Scarcity, this one will be, let's say Blue Scarcity, the intern, HR intern, or whatever department you can call it, whatever position you can call it, just whatever position you want to give to them, put it here. And also department or blah, blah, blah. Then you come here, pick up apprentice or casual or temporary worker. And if you want to create a new one, just create a new one called intern, and that's all. It doesn't break the system anyway. But the intern will now be full-time or regular. That's what I don't know. It depends on what you want. But if you want to change this as well, that's fine. But it's always good to use Oracle Standard. I always like to use Oracle Standard. So yeah. And if this position have a specific manager, I think you need to use this. This will come with a name, if I'm right. Let me go. Normally, this will always be a name of somebody. The name. Yeah, this will be a name of a manager. So yeah. So if you're creating a position and that position needs to be managed by a one manager. So for example, if you're creating this position and it should be shared with, let's say, almost 5 interns or 20 interns, you need one manager for them. You can just put the manager's name here. So, but for this one, I don't need to put any manager here. So, and that's it. And you come here, you just click on approved, because whatever position you're creating, just select approved and single incubate. That means it's going to be for one employee. If it's going to be shared, just click on shared. This is going to be shared with 5 or 6 or 10 people. Just select whatever is suitable for you. If it's going to be pooled, pick up pooled. But this one, the standard is always single. That means one position to one employee. So that's always a standard. But if it's going to be shared, just click on shared. So, and that's all you just do here. If you create a grade, just come here and add a grade. The grade we created, I just added it here, and that's all. So once you're done, most of this, like I said, if you create a grade ladder, we put it here, but I didn't create a grade ladder. And if you also, there's one thing that I didn't do. This work time, if you notice, remember this, you are familiar with this now. On enterprise level, you will see it. On legal entity level, you will see it. On position level, you also see it. Now, whatever you do last, we always override the previous one. So for example, we created enterprise. And I told you, don't bother yourself. You can put 9 to 5, it doesn't matter. I said, when you get to legal entity, you can put 8 to 5 or 8 to 6. That one will override your enterprise. Remember I mentioned that. That one will always override your enterprise. So I think for our legal entity, we didn't even change it. And we just put the same thing, 9 to 5. Now, when you now come to position, whatever you put here, we override legal entity. So whatever you do last, we always override the other one. So just to let you know, I didn't put anything here. So that means whatever is on the legal entity is what I want to use. That's what that means. 9 to 5. 9 to 5. If I put working hours of let's say 37.5, remember our legal entity is 40 hours. So if I put 37.5, this will override legal entity. That's what it means. So whatever you do last, we always override the last one. So that's just to let you know. So, but this one, just leave it there. Let's use it, whatever is on the legal entity. So all these ones you don't need. These are Oracle standard. Majority of these ones are Oracle standard. Nobody has done any rubbish. So most of these are Oracle standard. I can see that now anyway. So once you do that, just click on review, submit, and you move on. So for this, and oh, sorry, there's one thing. If you notice, where's FTE? Oh, so there's one thing I forgot. FTE. It's called full-time equivalent. Now, this full-time equivalent means if somebody is going to be working 40 hours, which is full-time, it will always be 1. If I put here now, if I come here and I put, let's say, part-time, let me see if I can see part-time here somewhere here. Let me just say part-time, don't worry. Part-time here, and I put part-time, regular, and I put temporary. So that should, let's say this is a temporary work, and this will be for whoever is working, whoever is doing this work will only be working 20 hours a week, which is 0.5. So what that automatically means is I need to come here and just put 0.5. It could be if they're going to be working, let me say 30 hours, that could be 0.7. Just put 30 hours, just put 0.7 here. So head count will always be 1. Human being are 1 anyway. So that means head count for the company, if it's 1,000 employees, everybody will be 1. Nobody 0.5. Everybody will always be 1. So even including the internship or whatever, every head count will be 1. So just put 1. It will always default to 1 anyway. So this is the only one that can change. If the position is for part-timers, always make sure you put the FTE here. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter. When you're creating the employee, it will give you the option to put it when you're creating an employee. So you can just go in there and just put 0.5 or 0.10 anything. You can do whatever you want. So that's for if it's a part-time. So, because this could be a little bit, some people might not know the calculation behind this. So that's fine. So once you're done, just click on review and submit. This one, I'm not going to do review or submit, so I'm just going to click on, I'm not changing anything, just cancel it. So that is for the position. Now, before I go to creating an employee, does anybody have any, remember I told you, it will always default to this number. This is Oracle standard. It's just from the back end. It will just give you this position number. Every position has got a number. So this is the reason why they have this is so that if you want to create a BI report, most of the time you're going to need this number. So that's the reason why they have this. Does anybody have a question before I create an employee? Okay, no question. So let's go to an employee. So now, if you look at the user guide, I've covered a lot of, the reason why I had to do this is because of our time. If I had to create most of the thing I've been showing you, if I had to create it while you're here, we can be here for the next 2 hours. So that's the reason why I had to create it in absentia. I spent hours on it yesterday. I said, look, let me quickly do this as soon as possible. And also, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I had to do all this so that I can make sure we use GB Legislative Data Group, which is Oracle seeded LDG, rather than us creating Blue Sky Citadel, which we've already done before, but I'm just changing you guys to GB Legislative Data Group so that when you guys are doing yours, always use GB as well. Don't create your own legal lane, especially if you're operating in one country, just use the seeded one. It makes your life much more easier. Now, if you look at the guide, we've covered up to day 7. So like I said, don't worry about the person type, the assignment status. All these ones I will show you guys later. So the next one will just be absences, which we will do, I think, is it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember. Is it Thursday? I know, Sister Fumi, you mentioned this to me. Is it Thursday or Friday?
I think it's Friday.
It's Friday, okay. And I think it's 7 o'clock. Is it 7 or 9?
9 o'clock.
Okay, now, okay. Thank you for reminding me. I almost forget that one. Okay, so the next one will just be absence, which, to be honest, this one is straightforward. Absence is complicated, but I'll make it as easy as possible. That one, I'll just do it while you're here. I'll show you guys how it works, and it's pretty straightforward. We can quickly do it. So let me just create an employee, and this is for the testers. I mean, if I'm in tester, the testing team. So you're familiar with this. So when you log in, you come to this page. So when you come to this page, you go to my client group. When you go to my client group, you go to, oh, so there's one thing I need to show you. Okay, there's one. Okay. Don't worry. I will show you guys. Should I show you guys? Okay. If I go to hire an employee, remember my client group, and you go to hire an employee. This is on the user guide. So I'm not doing this just on top of my head. It's on I think it's day 2. So it's there. So you don't worry about it. So it will take you to this page. Can you see it defaults to, oh, you can see it defaults to 13th of March, and today is 12 in UK. This is actually using, I believe it's using Australian time. Yeah, I think it's using, that's why, because in Australia now, I believe they're on Wednesday. So that's why it's saying 13. So don't worry yourself about this. So if you want this employee to start today, that's fine. If you want this employee to start, let's say today is Tuesday, let's say yesterday, just put yesterday is 11, so just put 11. Yeah, so of March, that's fine. So you can see when it says it defers to hire, it says what is the legal employer. So this is where you now need to look for your legal employer, which you've created. Our own is called Blue. So let me see if I can just type on Blue. You can see it gives me Blue Sky Citadel, but I'm not going to use that anymore. I'm going to use this one now. Remember, it's not going to be called Blue SS. So select Blue SS. It now says, why are you hiring this employee? There's so many junks here. I can't even see this. Let me see if I can see Oracle Standard. Hire an employee. It's so difficult for me to know which one is standard. I think it's this one. Hire an employee. But it doesn't matter anyway. I think this is the hire an employee is the standard one. Okay? But many people have created a lot. You can see a lot of junks and junks and junks. So, but the one I know is a standard one. From what you can see, people are just creating whatever. But the iron employees, let me just select this one. This looks to me like a standard Oracle. So once you come here, just click on continue. Now, it says person number. This is one of the few things I also changed because this is creating a little bit of problem. In the Blue Sky Citadel legal entity, we put that it should generate automatically, if some of you remember. And also in the enterprise, we said generate automatically. That is creating a bit of problem because of this environment. This is a Oracle Vision. Everybody use it. So once it's generating the automatic number, once you keep on going, it wouldn't allow you to save. It's because there's something at the back end which is corrupt, or there's a bug on the system for that automation. So that's one of the another reason why I had to change it to manual. Let's do it manually, just for the sake of testing. So if you're creating your legal entity, let it be manual. So just change, you can change it. I mean, you guys have not gone that far. So make sure you change it to manual. It should allow, even if you edit, it should allow you to change it to manual. Do that. But I had to create a new one anyway, just for the sake of it. But if I want to go to Blue Sky Citadel one, I can go to edit and say manual. Just change it. Because if you don't, when you create an employee and you try to save it, it just errors out. But there's a bug. There's a bug on the system regarding automation of employee numbers. So don't waste your time, because this is just a test environment. When you go to a place, I mean, in your normal place of work, it wouldn't do that because it's only you, it's only your company. But when you have many, a lot of junks, you will see all this kind of information. So on this person number, I just say, give it to me manually. So here you can just pick up, let me make it easy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just make it easy. So, and it says, what's the number? This one I can just put last name, Smith, and title. You can just, these are not mandatory, but I'll just focus on the mandatory one. But title, I can just put Mr. So this one I can just put Smith again. Smith. So, and gender, if I want to, I can just put male. Date of birth, these are not mandatory, so I'm not going to bother myself. Just click on continue. Oh, okay, see, it says this number has already existed. Let me put 90. I don't think that will be yeah. If I keep on. Yeah, so it allows me to proceed. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Somebody has already done this. So you need to select at least one option. Which option? Or no match add person, yeah. So that, because you can see, it says, because I put Smith, it's saying it's a little bit related to this one. So I'll just say no match. Don't worry. I'll just say don't worry yourself. Continue. So it's not matching. It's a different set of people. So it comes here, communication. I don't need to do anything. If you want, you can play around with any one of them, but nothing is mandatory. I'm just going to click on continue. The same with address. You can play around, home address, office address, do whatever you want. I'm just going to click on continue. I don't need it. But remember, because you're creating an employee, if you're creating an employee in your place of work as an HR admin, everything that I'm saying, continue. You will need them all because you need to make sure they're United Kingdom, you have their address, you have this or you have that. You will need them. But because this is a test, we're testing, so some of them I don't need them for now. Legislative information, I don't need this because this is just a testing between me and you guys. But all this information, if you're creating an employee, you need them. Marital status, they need to be married or they're single. All these options are here. Religion, are they Muslim or whatever, or other, you can just put it here. This is NI, you can put it here. So all this information, if you have them, sexual orientation, gender identity, if you have them, you can add this. But for our own testing purpose, I don't need them, so I can just continue. And if you notice, nothing is mandatory. You have them, you put it there. You don't have it, just continue. So I don't have it, I'm going to continue. So again, it says citizenship, whatever, British or whatever, about, I'm going to click on continue. Passport information, if I have it, I'm going to add it, but I'm just going to click on continue. Driver's license, I have it, but I'm not going to do anything. So I'm just going to click on continue. Visa, continue. Family, emergency. This is for spouse or for children or next of kin. You can add all this information, then click on continue. Now, this is where employment comes in. Now, remember, majority of the things we've done. So if I come here, so you can see there's so many business, remember, business units. So let me just type in blue. I can either select from, I can either do this. Sorry, let me remove this. So I can either just come here and have a look at all my own, my own business unit. If I can't find it, just type it. That's why it's always good to use a prefix. You can see Citadel and also SS. I'm not going to use Citadel. I'm just going to use SS. So BU. So again, position. Now, this one, I know it could be a little bit funny. For a reason, I just couldn't find the position we created. I know there's a bug on the system. I've checked it. I couldn't find it. But it doesn't matter. It's not mandatory. Normally, this should be mandatory, but it's not mandatory. And if you try to check, nothing is just coming up. Even though our position is linked to our business unit, normally it should just come up here, but it's not coming up. But don't worry, I know this kind of system. It could be there's a bug on it, but like I said, it's not mandatory. But if I go to job and I put blue, you can see it's coming up. Forget about the first one. So SS is coming up. The same thing. And if you notice, the moment I pick up job, the title also come up as well. Again, if I go here and I pick up, if I just type in blue, SS also comes up. You can see that automatically comes up as well. So all these, even departments, if I go here, again, I pick up blue. You can see my department come up, which is SS. Forget about the first one. So I'm just going to select that. Again, my location as well. If I just type in blue, you should come up with something. You can see Blue Sky Citadel. Like I told you, the location, I didn't create an SS one. We can use whatever is there. So it's the same thing because the location doesn't need legislative data group. You can just create any location. It doesn't matter. So you can just use the existing location. Assignment category, it's not mandatory. So you can see location is mandatory. Out of everything, business units and location is a mandatory one. Every other one is not mandatory, including the position, which I couldn't even find as well. So if I want, I can, remember, it's the same thing, whatever is in the position. I can just pick up a full-time regular. If I want to, this is not mandatory. I can just say regular. And you can see 40 hours there automatically comes up. So once I'm happy.
Hello.
Sorry,
Yes.
sir. Before you move forward, I just wanted to quickly ask. I know for the position,
Yes.
you said everything you've done is linked to
Business units.
the yes. So did you try to which one did you select for the position? Because I think we're looking at different
You mean
alternatives there.
the
So
business when I was creating the position?
yes.
No, I pick up this business unit, this one.
Okay, for the position, if you do a search for something else apart from blue, would it not come with any up with
No,
anything else, any
if
option?
you if not, let's try this. That's a very good question. So let's try this. Let's just remove everything. I want to remove everything. Okay. Let me remove everything there. Let's remove department as well. Let's remove even this one. Let's presume we just want to do a new one. So let's go there and including grade. Let's remove. So let me go here. Let me go. So yeah, this is fine. Okay, or let me just select, let me see if I can pick up any other one. I remember we used Unilever before. Let me see if I can, yeah, Unilever. So let me go here. So now can you see? So if I go here, even Unilever has created position as well. Nothing is coming up. So that's why I said maybe there's a bug here. So most of these business units would have a position. Nothing is coming up. So this wasn't created by me. This was somebody by somebody else. But if you notice, nothing is there. So again,
Okay,
let me
so when it
do this.
says no suggestions to display, would it be the fact that it's trying to remember some positions, or that's why
Yeah,
it's suggesting, or
it could be
what's
there's a
out of the
bug.
box for positions? It can't display anything, even if you, let's say you type trainee now or something.
Mhm.
What's out of the box for positions in the system, in the
Not
application?
normally when you select a business unit and you just click on blue, let's say for position, if something comes up here and you just pick up blue, everything, including up to location, will just come up. Anyway, everything will automatically come up. Remember when I was creating the position, I said, yeah, I added the business unit and I said, this is my business position, my position, and I created everything. I added all my job. I added the grade, I added the department, and I added the location. So everything should automatically come up. So, but when you come here and you pick up the business unit, which was also linked to that position, nothing is just coming up here. This is not only for the Blues SS or Blue Scarcity.
Okay.
This is for any business unit. I tried somebody else's business unit as well. And I can see that they created business position as well. Nothing is just coming up here. So I just believe that that might be a bug. But the good thing about it is it's not mandatory. Don't worry yourself about it. But when you're creating yours, create a position. Don't worry about it. Create your position. If you come up here and it's not coming, that's fine. Just don't worry yourself about it. It's not mandatory because what you just need to do is to add it and make sure everything here comes up. If this one doesn't come up, then manually do them. They will just come up. They all come up anyway.
Okay.
Is that
Sorry, what
okay?
do you mean by manually? Manually
No,
do what?
manually, like just select them. Like I put, if nothing comes up here, so let me just put this one back. If I put, like I'm doing now, I pick up blue. So again, manually, I come here, I pick up blue. So if I just type in blue, that's what I mean by manual. Just do it manually. So the same thing, I come here, just pick up blue, and that one comes up as well. So the same thing with department and location. That's what I mean by manual. So normally, if I do location, everything should have come up automatically, but they're not coming up. So this one is not coming up. So just do all these ones manually. That's fine. Is that
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
Okay. So like I said, maybe there's a bug here. I saw this yesterday. I tried, it doesn't come out. And I tried somebody else business unit. And I can see that they created positions, but nothing was coming up. So I just said, well, it's not mandatory anyway, just ignore it. Okay, so once you do this, just click on continue. and it takes you to this weekly working hours. So normally this one, nothing is mandatory. You can just click on continue, but all this are either time. So this is where how many is almost the same thing. Like, are they going to be working 9 to 5? When are they going to start? On Monday, how many hours are they going to do? But just ignore this. You don't need it. You can see assignment for each week says 40. That 40 is picking it up from this 40. Well, I think I'm moving. If I go to edit, you'll see 40 working hours there. So that's what it's doing. But this one, just ignore it for now. So just click on continue. So continue. It says assign manager. If the new employee which you're creating have a manager, just add the manager here. For now, just ignore. You don't have a manager for now. So it says contracts. Is the employee a contractor? If they're intern, just like you mentioned, our apprentice, and they have a contract number, because most intern could be contractors, similar to contractors. If they have a number, just do it. But you can see this is picking this up from the employee number. You can see it says contracts 12121290. So it just automatically do this anyway. If you want, you can override it, but I don't need a contract, so I'm just gonna say continue. Work relationship. This work relationship, most of this is actually linked to absence, but we can deal with this on Friday. We can deal with this on Friday. So just ignore this as well. Nothing is mandatory. Then click on continue. Now this is where it gets funny. So when you come here, it says payroll. Remember, we didn't create any payroll at all, but I created a payroll yesterday. Because if you don't create a payroll, it will not allow you to proceed. Normally, this shouldn't be a problem because somebody actually added this, or maybe this is not Oracle standard. I've done this many times and payroll was not there at all. Even payroll and salary. Most it just says number 15 and it goes straight to number 18. So 16 and 17 was not there. But for a reason, this was not added. So if you don't have a payroll and you don't have a salary basis, it wouldn't allow you to go proceed. Now, salary basis is like, okay, you're creating an employee and they need to get a salary. Even if they're not going to get salary, you can say salary, no basis, or no basis, no salary basis, something like that. If you're intern, you're not going to pay them anyway. You can just create a no salary, but you have to create an element. You have to also create a payroll. So I created a payroll yesterday. I will show you where it is. So with this one, you can just click on, when you get here, click on add. And I created a Blue Sky Citadel payroll. You can say, not Blue Sky, sorry, Blue SS. It's called Blue SS payroll. And this one, you don't need this. And you can see it's mandatory. Because if you don't do it, it will not allow you to proceed when you want to submit or save. It won't allow you to do it. But I'll show you before we round up. I'll show you how to do this. So I'm just going to click on continue. And you now come here. When you come here as well, you can see this is mandatory. If you don't create a salary basis, it will not allow you to proceed. So you can see, I'll come here, I'll create a salary basis called for annual, and I say salary basis. And you can see immediately I created my salary, you can see it's linked to grade A. Remember, I created grade A. So it's linked to salary, it's linked to this one. So immediately it's linked to grade A. So that means this employee will be getting a salary of, let's say, 50,000 or between 50 and 60,000 pounds. So I just had to create this on emergency yesterday, and it actually works. And I just click on continue. You can see add direct reports. Now this direct report is, okay, this employee you're creating, does he have people who are going to be reporting to him? If he doesn't, this is a new employee, nobody's going to report to him anyway. But if you're creating a, let's say, a man, somebody's going to be a manager, then they will have direct report anyway. So if 2 or 3 people are going to be reporting to him, you can just add it here. So this will just be people's names. But this is a new employee. This is not mandatory. I'm just going to click on proceed. No comments. So if you want comment, you can just do whatever you want. And I will click on continue. And I'll click on submit. Remember, this guy's number is 12121290, and his name is Smith. So let me just click on submit. So this is for the tester. This is what you would test. Apart from the backend, this is what that's the reason why I want to change the requirements. So you can see that it's submitted. So once you submit, you're still in my client group. You will come here, come to person. Remember, when we create a new employee, we went to hire employee. Then if you want to check the employee you just created, go to person management. Yeah, person management. It says name, person number, ID. Forget about these ones anyway. So this is what you need, either the name or the person number. So remember, I remember the number because it's manual. It's 12121290. So once you do this, it defaults to oh, this says 13. Oh, good. Let me see, because I just created the guy. So 11, let me put 11 there. No, actually, it should be fine. 13 should be fine. Then let me just click on search. So you can see the employee comes up automatically. So there's a program behind that automatically that runs immediately and say, make sure once you click on submit, it automatically comes here. So then I'll click on this link. You can see that employee name. This is the number. He is an employee. Let me see. Yeah. It doesn't actually, yeah, it's an employee. You can see person type employee. So, and here I just click on this link. Click on that link. And it shows you everything we've been doing. You can see the legal employer this is employee. It started on the 11th. It's a action hire, action reason hire an employee. This is why I knew this is Oracle seeded. People have been doing different things anyway. So you can see when does it start? It says this is the start date. Is again effective start date is starting on the 11th. The context is GB, which is UK. And if you go down a little bit, you see every information we've been entering. Business units, this person type, somebody did this. I think we should have changed this. So person type, you can see, we can change this anyway. So job, grade, department. The only thing you can see is position. You can see position is not there. So actually, we can try to see if we can check position from here and see if it's going to come up from here. So you can see everything here, even the location, the assignment category, and the working hours, which is 40 hours. And we also say standard working hours, which is also 40 weekly. Remember the FTE I mentioned? Remember I didn't add any FTE. That FTE is also coming from the FTE would have been coming from position because this guy is working 40 hours. It just says FTE is 1. So that's the reason why you can see that. And also you can see, remember what I mentioned? This is coming from legal entity. Remember when I created the position, I didn't put anything there, even though we didn't use any position anyway. So this 9 to 5 is coming from legal entity, 9 to 5. So even though I actually, if you notice, in the legal entity, we did 9 to 17, 17.00, but it just automatically changed to 5 o'clock anyway. So, and it says PM, so that people will know that this is PM. But this is picking it up from the legal entity. So, and if you notice, yeah, this is everything that we've been doing. Now, this is what I've been saying. All our effort for the past 1 month. This is the reason why we're doing it. So that everything will come up when you're creating an employee or an intern or an apprentice, everything will be here. So that it should be your own record, not any other record which we've been seeing. It should be your own. That's what we've been doing so far. And that's the whole essence of core HR. Now, core HR is more than this, but at least this is just the high level. I mean, once you know this, trust me, anywhere you go, this is what you will see. I'm telling you the same thing. This is what I do every single day. Now, not that I'm creating an employee every day. I don't do that for the admin, but from the back end, this is what you do all the time. So that's it. So like I mentioned, let's try position from here. So if you want to make a change, in case once you create an employee or maybe you just want to make a change, just once you're here, just say edit, correct. Don't do update, correct. So correct means that from this date, from the 11th. If you do an update, it will say from the 13th, which is well, from yesterday, from tomorrow. But always do a correction. And it just comes here. So this reason you can select, normally it should say assignment changes. So, but somebody has removed it. It's not here. Okay. Whatever is here, don't worry. Just say an employee. Just click on OK. And once it shows, you can see everything is open for you to change if you want to change anything. So if I go down here, what I'm trying to do is, can I see that blue on the position here? Let's try it and see if it's going to be here. So, oh, can you see? I didn't even know it's going to be there. So if I put blue, you can see that position comes there. So you can see the difference. So does that answer your question? So it comes up here, but it doesn't come out when I'm creating the guy. So I can see it here anyway. So that's the SSIT position I created earlier. So it's coming up here, but not in the other side. I don't know why. So yeah, so that's it. So that position is coming up here. So once you're happy with this, now also another thing I want you to check is, remember I said this working hours. Normally working hours is always using this. Let me try this. This is just a try. Let me put 20 hours here. I want to see if the FTE will change. Let me just check. Oh, it changed. Can you see? It says 0.5. Again, if this guy is going to be working, let's say 30 hours, this will automatically does the calculation anyway. You can see 0.75. So the same thing, if this guy is going to be working, let's say 37.5, it says 0.94. The reason why it's doing this is it's picking it up from the legal entity. In our legal entity, we say 40. So if you're changing it from here to less than 40, it will just change the FTA to less than 1. Every FTA, if it says 1, that means it's full-time. If it says less than 1, that means this guy is a part-timer. That's what it means. If I put 37.5 in our legal entity, that will show 1 here. So even if I put 37 in our legal entity, it will show 1 here because it's picking it up from the legal entity. So, but because I pick up 40, our FT will always be 1. So, and because this one is less than 40, it just says 0. So it does the calculation. You don't even need to do it at all. So let me put it back to 40 anyway. So I'm not really concerned about that. So that's it. And once you're happy, I'm not changing anything here. So once you're happy, you just go to, just save it. Sorry, before you save, always click on review. Save or submit, but I'm gonna click on save. And I will do submit. Okay. The next one I want to show you guys. So this is from, you can see it says employment. The next one I wanted to show you guys the payroll. Remember we did payroll. So payroll, we always, so for you to check the payroll, always come to this one. It says tax. So just click on tax and you will see payroll relationship. Always use that one, payroll relationship. You can see the payroll we created is called payroll SS payroll. You can see from here. So this is a payroll which we added in the when we're creating the employee. So it just says payroll. So that's just a payroll. That's why they call it payroll relationship. Okay. So I think that's it. Let me see if I can see. There's one more which I need to show you guys. I couldn't see here. Okay. So that's just a payroll relationship. Anyway, so as mentioned, I want to show you guys how to create a payroll. But before I proceed, I think we have 24 minutes more? We have 24 minutes more. Does anybody have a question before I move out of this screen? I want to show you guys how to create. Now, this is not on the guide. The reason why I had to do this is normally when we use doing this, even if you check the guide, we don't need to create a payroll. Payroll is for the payroll team. Salary basis is for the payroll team. You as an HR, you don't need to create it. But for a reason, they added it when you're creating an employee and they make it mandatory. That's why I had to create that payroll. But it's very easy anyway. I can show you guys how to do it. So does anybody have any question before I proceed? And also the testing team, this is for you. Do you understand everything based on the setup? Because your testing will be based on the setup at the back end, which is what we've been doing, and also the creating an employee. You need to create your own employee, not to use the one that has been done. So that's the way it works. That's the way you'll be able to test that, okay, yeah, all the information that has been created at the back end is showing. And like I mentioned, remember, when I was creating that employee, I did not come across a project name. So I created a project called Blue Sky Citadel Project. I didn't come across, you don't need it. This is just a kind of high-level creation. When you're creating an employee, you wouldn't see it there. Number two, you wouldn't see enterprise. That's number two. Remember when I was creating the employee, I did not see projects, I did not see enterprise. The next stage was, and if not, the third one is, I did not see division. He didn't say, oh, what division would this guy be? No. So project's name, enterprise, division, you are just creating it from the back end. It's just an hierarchy. When you're creating an employee, you wouldn't see it. The next stage that you will always see, which you will always start from, is the legal entity, which is here. And if you notice, if I go here, is this legal employer is the same thing with legal entity. So that's what you will see. When I was creating an employee, the first question it asked me was, number one, what dates would it start? Number two, it says, what is the legal entity or legal employer? That's the first. It didn't ask me, what's the project? What's the enterprise? What's the division? It didn't ask me that one. But if you, as a tester, want to test based on what the implementation team have done, then you go to the backend and check that, yeah, they've created the project, they've created the enterprise, and also they've created the division. Like I mentioned earlier, when you can query their project, you will see the projects. You can see division, but you will not see their enterprise, because enterprise should only be one enterprise. But everybody keep on overriding everybody's enterprise. I mean, if you go to the enterprise, you won't see Blue Sky Citadel anymore. It's gone. Somebody has created their own. Remember, everybody's creating and they say correction, correction. So you are overriding whatever somebody has done. So whatever you have created, you won't see it anymore. If you query, you won't see it anymore. You only see the last person. So whoever does it today, that will be the latest. Whoever has done their own yesterday or maybe a month ago is gone, and it's gone forever. You won't see it anymore. So that's for the enterprise. So as a tester, if you go to the backend and you're looking for enterprise, you won't see it anyway. So just to let you know. So you can only test what project do they have, what division do they have. That's all you can see. And from there, you see legal entity, you see every other one, you see them, you see everything. Is that okay? So if there's no question, let me just quickly show you guys the payroll. So for the payroll, this is what I've done. So you come out to this screen, and again, you can be in my client group. And when you're in my client group, now this is not in the guide. If I've got time, I will try to add it to the guide because it might be useful for you. Normally for core HR, you don't need it, but somebody make it mandatory. So we might as well just do it. So once you come here, always come down here and say, show more. Click on show more. And the next thing you need to do, there's something here called payroll. So I think it's always towards the last. Payroll, you can see payroll. So, and once you do, so the payroll, you will see payroll here. What is it again? Payroll definition. But to make it easier, you can just click on Control F and type in payroll. And you can see automatically it takes me to payroll here. This is what I need. Payroll definition. So I just click on payroll definition. The one I've done is called blue. Oh, sorry, legislative data group as well. Remember, it's GB. We're not using Blue Sky Citadel. Let me just type here, GB. You can see payroll here. It says payroll essay. This is what I've created. If I go to edit, correct. This is just a general payroll, which we need to create. So you can see, I just type in Blue SS payroll, reporting name. I can do the same thing, just add a payroll. Now this consolidation set, I mean, I could have created a new consolidation set, but you can use anybody's consolidation set, doesn't make any difference. As long as it's monthly, you're going to be paying monthly anyway. So just pick up somebody else. I just pick up Tesco. Somebody else created this. I didn't create it. I could have created my own. But the whole essence of what we're doing, we're not doing payroll at all. So I just say, okay, let me pick up somebody else one. And I created this one. And it's again type. So the moment you click on this, it automatically created monthly calendar. And that's what I need. I mean, for your company, you're going to be paying monthly anyway. So just created this. I mean, it just automatically default to monthly calendar based on whatever this guy has done. Then ledger, you're not doing GL or financial, just ignore this. And legislative data group, this is starting from 1st of January 1951. And it says first period end date. And it just default to this one anyway. It just says, also this one says default payment method. I'll just pick up somebody else one because that's the only one I can see. I could have created my own as well, but let me use somebody else one because I just want to make sure that we created a payroll. So that's why I use somebody else default payment method. Payment method is always something to do with more like, for example, the company, let's say Blue Sky Citadel, if they're going to be paying all their staffs, all their employee, what will be their payments method? That's where their account will be. So that's basically what it means. So this is for the company itself. So you need to create what is called a payment method. So this is where for the payments for every employee, the money will be coming from that account. So that's what it means. But for the sake of demo, I just pick up somebody else one. I don't know who's this one, AOT UK. But it sounds very good to me. I just pick it up. The same thing with Tesco. I just picked that one because it suits what I wanted to do. But like I said, for core HR team, you don't need to create a payroll. But because it's making it mandatory, that's why we have to do this. So, and also it says number of years, I just pick up one. All these ones, you don't need to do anything here. Anything, you don't need to do anything here. So once you do that, and you just click on submit. But for this one, I'm just going to click on this one. Now, if I want to create a new one, I can just go here, click on create. It says, what is the legislative data group? It's going to be GB, and GB, which is that one. It says, as of what date? I want it to be from, now, because it's payroll doesn't have to be 1951. But if you want, you can put 1951. Payroll can start, if your company, for example, starts, let's say last year, you can put last year's date. If you want it to be 1951, that's fine. It doesn't matter the dates. So this one, well, for example, I created this one and I pick up 1951. It's the same thing. It's still going to work anyway. But if you want your payroll to start from, for example, some company might be using other payroll system for a very long time. And they just change to, or they want to change to Oracle now, even though they've never been using Oracle before, then your payroll will start now. It doesn't have to be 1951. So it's still going to work anyway. So let's presume I want to start from 1st of January 1924. It's still going to work. So just click on continue. So it comes here. So you can see effective the 1920. I'm not going to save this anyway. I can just click on blue, SSS, and just say payroll. Reporting name, the same thing. I can copy the same thing. It's just for reporting purpose. Now, consolidation set, because we didn't create the consolidation set, so I can just pick up anything that I believe is okay. Weekly or monthly, let me just pick up somebody else one. This is where I pick up Tesco. It says period type. It's going to be monthly because we need to pay them monthly. So I'm just going to pick up monthly. Ledger is financial. We don't need it. So because this is mandatory, whatever is there, I'm just going to pick it up, like I said. So I pick up this one. That's fine. So normally we need to create this, but for the purpose of demo, we don't need to do all this now. So, and that's all. That's all I just need to create. Then I click on next. Oh, you must enter evaluate. Oh, sorry. First dates. So this one I can just pick up again. 1st of January. Then click on next. Or it can be the same dates. Okay. Then pick up today's dates. I'll pick up today's dates and see what happened. Okay, good. So then we say create payroll. And if you notice everything here, you don't need to do anything apart from here. It says number of years. Remember, I started in 2024. It says, how many years do you want this payroll to run? This is where you need, is it that 1 year? Or I think the other one I created, just say 1 year anyway. If I want, normally we always change this to around, just say 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. At times you can put 20 years. So it depends on what you want. If you want, you can just leave it to 1 year. So, but I'm not going to save this anyway. So just leave it to 1 year. So the moment you click it to 1 year, say 1 year, click on next. What that 1 year is actually doing is this. You can see I said only 1 year. It's saying when is it going to start? It says, because I started this payroll from 1st of January, it is actually starting from December. You can see 1st of January till December. Well, actually till November anyway, you can see. So it's saying from, you can see up to 13th of January 2025. So because I said 1 year, so it's actually calculating for 1 year from this. You can see what it's doing. So it starting from February here up till January next year, only for 1 year. Now, if I go back, let me see if I can go. Yeah, go back. And here, if I put 25 years, if I want my payroll to run for 25 years, and I click on next. Oh God, you can't create that. Okay, let me put 5. Let me see if it's going to allow me for 5. Okay, 5 is fine. So you can see, if I keep on going, you will see just keep on going for the next 5 years. You can see 2026, 2027, 2028, up to beginning of 2029, which is 5 years. So it doesn't matter what I put there. If I want, I can put 10 years. This one will just keep on going. So that means that payroll will keep on moving up and up. But when it finishes in 5 years, somebody else who knows payroll can come back here, come back to this payroll and extend it again. They can put another 5 years, another 10 years. So, but for the sake of this demo, we don't need to go too much into that level. Once you do this, just click on next. You don't need anything. This is actually for financial. So don't worry yourself about this. And click on next again. And you click on submit, but I'm not going to submit anyway, because I don't want to confuse you guys with too much blue SS. We already have SS. I don't want to do SSS again. So that's all. That's all you just do for payroll. But remember, like I mentioned earlier, this is for the payroll team. But because when you're creating an employee, it's making it mandatory. That's why I had to create this. So that's for the payroll. Let me cancel this. I'm not doing this one. So, and I'll tell you the reason why you need this. So if I go back here, well, actually, I've told you already. If you're creating an employee, there's a space there that says add your payroll. That's why you need to add that payroll. The next one, which I mentioned earlier, which is also compulsory, is your salary basis. Now, for salary basis, I'll just quickly go there now. I know we have 9 more minutes, so I'm conscious of the time. So for salary basis, again, you come here and you do my client group. So once you do my client group, again, you just go here, Control F, and you just type salary. I look for salary. What you need is salary basis, this one. Salary. Remember, when we're creating an employee, it says add salary basis, and it's mandatory. This is where if it's not mandatory, you can bypass it. It's mandatory. And when it's mandatory, it will not allow you to proceed or to save. That's why you need to create a salary basis. For HR admin, you don't need to have done that. But because the system is making it mandatory, that's why we have to create salary basis. So you click on salary basis. And when you click on salary, let me show you the one I've done. So I just created blue SS salary basis. Let me click on this link. And so this is what I've done. Very, very simple. I just created the name. Again, the same code. The code will automatically come up. Salary basis type. This one, there's, I think, 3 options. Always pick up the incremental because it's incremental. It's every month. It goes up every month. So always pick up the middle one. Frequency, though, this one could be annual or it could be monthly. But this one, because it's salary basis anyway, I just pick up annual rather than monthly. Because salary basis has got to do with, like I said, you're going to give them 50K. So that 50K will be annual. It's not every month. So that's what it means. So salary basis is not like a monthly one. So you can just pick up annual for the salary basis. So that's for that one. And annualization, only one. That means 1 every year into the 2 decimal places. So this one, you can just pick up 1 or just pick up 2. So this one always default to 2. Just leave it that way. Legislative data group, make sure it's GB. Don't pick up Blue Sky Citadel. So everything here, you don't need it. This warning comes by default anyway. If you want, you can pick up error. There will always be error here. So always leave it to warning. So it comes by default as warning. And this is where it gets funny. You come here to elements mapping. When it comes to element mapping, you can see that once you do everything you need to do here, you can submit because it says, what is your payroll element? So that means every salary basis needs to have a payroll. So I had to create a new payroll for you guys. So again, let me go out here. Actually, I can, instead of me doing this, let me just see if I can do incognito. Sorry, give me a second. So rather than me just logging in all the time, so I can do incognito here. So come here. Oh, where's incognito? No incognito here. Oh my goodness. It's not here. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let me just create a new window. Yeah, that's incognito actually. Oh, what have I done? No, I'm not opening the new. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, let me try to do a new one here. Oh, sorry, it's my fault. I picked up the wrong. Oh, I picked up the website. This is what I'm looking for. So this one. So again, if I go back to our Oracle. Oh, where's our Oracle now? Oh, okay, yeah. So let me, what's this? Get out. So again, incognito, then type in, I just want to open 2 pages. Oh God, how to start going to all these setups again. I just want to open Don't worry, we're almost done. I know I've been the one doing all the talking for the past 2 hours. Okay, and I'll do signing. What I wanted to show you is the payroll, sorry, the elements, how to create the elements. So if I go here, it's the same thing, my client group. I control, oh, sorry, you need to make sure you expand this, show more, Control F, just type in elements. So you just need element, this one, elements. Remember what I showed you earlier. So if I go, let me see if I can just, not sure if I can do it side by side. Okay. And this one also by one side. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. So it says, for you to be able to create your salary basis, you need to have your payroll elements. So you just come here. So this is what I've done. Copy there, and now come to elements. So this is the element which I've created. Again, I need to add my GB and do a search. Don't worry about it. If you keep on saying matching, it's just a warning message. Oh God, I cannot push this down a little bit. Let me try to put, yeah, okay. So let me expand this a little bit. So this is salary basis I've created. Just come here. So when you come here, it will look somehow, but like I said, this is just a test. You can see, you'll be wondering, oh my God, what am I going to do here? This is a little bit confusing. Yeah, it is confusing. I agree. This is a lot for you to digest. So let me try a new one. So I'm not going to submit a new one. So, but you can just try a new one. So for you, if you come to elements, just come here. Once you do create, it defaults to GB. Now classification, once you come to classification, just select, which one? Regular earnings. Secondary classification, you don't need it. Category, it's got to be standard. So just pick up standard and do continue. It takes you to this page. So here, just do blue, let's say blue sky, SSS, salary basis. So again, reporting name, you can just copy the same thing because it's mandatory. Description is not mandatory. And also effective date. Because it's an element, this one, you can just put 1/1/51. So just give me 1 minute, please. Okay, so just 1/1/1951. You can see automatic, because it's GB, it just gives me pound sterling, so which is good. So even if you do the blue sky Saturday one, it will give you pound sterling anyway, because your LDG is associated to UK. But like I said, always pick up the GB legislative data group. So when you get here, the pound sterling defaults to this one. Just ignore whatever is here. When you get here, because it's mandatory, always pick up first standard earning. And the second one, always pick up last standard earning date. Pick up the second one. Even if you do the process date, it doesn't matter. But always pick up the second one anyway, which is the middle one. So when you get here, don't worry yourself about everything that is here. Don't worry yourself. So just move on and click on next. So when you get here, you can see it says, what is anything that it says, what is the calculation rule? It's a flat amount because your salary is a money. So it's always a flat amount. You're not doing a factor or percentage or days or whatever. So it's a money. So that's flat amount. It says, what is the default periodicity of this element? So with this one, because it's an element and a salary, just pick up annually, because it's salary basis anyway. And it says periodicity conversion rule. So just pick up the first one, annualized. So when you get here, don't worry yourself about it. Just leave everything so it doesn't confuse you. Leave everything that is there. Whatever is yes or no, just leave it. Just click on again, next. Now you've done, that's it, you've finished. But there's one more. So you just click on submit. Actually, oh God, I don't want to confuse you guys because if I submit this, it's going to be 2. But it doesn't matter. Let's just do it. So click on submit. Yeah, I should have named it something else, but don't worry. It's just for me anyway. Oh, I'm over by 2 minutes, but I'm almost done. To be honest, I'm almost done. So it's still thinking. Okay, so it's done it. Now, when you've done this, the next thing you need to do before you move out of this page is to come here. You come to input value. Sorry. It says input value, and you now click on eligibility. So this is where you will now need to add the payroll which you've created. So you come to, you just click here, element eligibility, and you come here, action, create element eligibility. It takes you to this page. What you just need to do is to say, blue SSS, just say salary basis. Yeah. And this is where, now if you notice one thing, there's nothing to say, okay, yeah, actually is here. Yeah, you can see blue SS payroll. Blue SS payroll. Remember, I tried to create a payroll which is blue SSS payroll. I didn't save it. If I save it, it will come up here. But I didn't save it. That's fine. So I can either select this one. You can have 2 salary bases. It doesn't matter. So I can either select this one, or I can come here and say link to all payroll. That means every payroll which is in United Kingdom, which is on this system, it will be linked to them. That's what that means. It will be linked to every payroll. So if I create any payroll, which is let's say blue SS, blue SSS, blue SS, I mean, I keep on creating 20 payrolls. The moment I say link to all payroll, it will be linked to everybody, including the Tesco payroll, including the whatever is here. It will be linked to them because we are all under the same GB legislative data group. That's what it means. If I click here, so that's, or I can just limit it. This is what they call eligibility. There's sometimes you want eligibility where you want your salary basis to be only be linked to your own legal employer. You can see if I come here, I should be able to see Blue Sky Citadel only. So I can just say blue. You can see, I can just link it here and say, I want it only to be linked to this one, not even the payroll. So that means if anyone is under this legal employer, they will be the one that is eligible. That means if there's Blue Sky Citadel, which I believe there's Blue Sky Citadel here. So if I come here, so what it automatically means is if there is, if I only select this one, if you create an employee and they have Blue Sky Citadel, they will not be eligible for that salary basis. That's what it means. So it gives, this page is more like an eligibility. If I want, I may not use this. I can just use location. I can use position. I can also use payroll. I can use grade. So you're limiting it to only one. Now, if you want, you can pick up as much as possible, but you don't want to confuse yourself. Just pick up one. That's fine. Most of the time, they always link it to payroll. That's the standard. On this page, it's always payroll that people always use. So nobody, I've hardly seen people using location, position, or maybe collective agreement, union, But if you have a specific element which you want to create, you can do this. But for payroll, just limit it to payroll. Just do that one. Or all payrolls. Let's just link it up to all payrolls because I've already submitted this one. So once you do this and you're happy, then just click on submit. And you come here. And that's all. So all done. We're 6 minutes over. So now, if I now come here, though I didn't create a salary basis, a new one, but I created a new payroll. So if I come to add a new employee, oh, sorry. Let me just do something. Yeah, this is the word I was trying to check. Remember, I was trying to say what I created before. Actually, let me try to create a new one, but I will try not to save. Let me create a new one. So if I come to create a salary basis, so if I do blue SSS, let me just say SS. And I select incremental components, frequency annually, annualization, 1. Then I come to elements, search, blue. Oh, what did I miss up here? Oh, sorry, components. Sorry. That one. So if I come to elements here, search, or maybe it hasn't registered yet. Oh, it hasn't registered yet. Okay. Normally the element needs to, the one we created needs to register, but let me just quickly go back to that one and just make sure it's actually registered. So if I come out here and I go to the one I created, which is, no, this is salary basis. Oh, okay. Sorry that I've taken a bit of your time. I just want to make sure that the element, the new one I created actually registered. So, I mean, I don't really intend to create it anyway. So if I go here, create an element, and I go back to here. So if I put blue percentage, and I put GB, just want to make sure it's there. Oh, it's there, okay. GB is there. Okay, so let me look at the eligibility. Oh, okay. I think I understand why it's not. Okay. So if I come out here and I go back to the other screen. No, the other screen, which is this one. Okay. So I'm creating a salary basis. So the elements should automatically come up here, but it's not coming. Oh, GB. This is the reason why. So GB. Okay. So if I come here, you can see SSS. So it's there. And once you come up here, you just click on amounts because your input value is actually an amount. So you can just select it from here, an amount. It just comes up here, and that's all. So that's the way to create a salary basis. I can just save this, save and close. It doesn't make any difference. And when you're now creating a new employee, so don't worry, I'm almost done now. So if I go to employee, let me see if I can go to the screen. Okay, salary basis. So if I come up here, and again, I'm creating a new employee. It's my client group, that one. I just want to make sure that you can see those SSS, that's why. So again, like I said, legal employer. So this is very important. So blue. So I'm just going to be very fast on this one. So again, I can pick up that one, it doesn't matter. So then that one. I don't need this number. I'm not going to save anything here. I'm not going to save anything. So then also the first name, I'm not going to save anything. So continue. So communication, continue. Address, continue. Legislative information, continue. citizenship, continue, passports, driver's license, visa, family. Again, because this is mandatory, so I can just pick up blue. I'm just gonna select whatever is mandatory here, so that because of our time. So then again, blue, pick up blue citadel. I don't need to do anything because they're not mandatory. So I'm just gonna proceed and continue. Again, continue. Contract, I don't need this, continue. Then work relationship, continue. So like I said, frequency, this is now payroll details. Add. Then because I didn't create a payroll, I just show you guys. So I can just select this one for now. Salary basis. So this is where we should, oh, it doesn't come in yet. Okay, let me try. At times it takes a bit of time for it to come up because this one took like almost 10 minutes for it to come up. So the new salary basis I created, you can see that it's not here. So because it's not here, it will come up maybe in the next few hours, or maybe not for a few minutes. So this one took some time as well for it to come up. So when I was doing this yesterday, it took some time. So, but if you check in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it should be there. That will be called Blue SSS salary basis, the one we just created. So it should be there. So this one took some time when I did it yesterday as well. So I don't know, maybe there's a program running behind for it to come up. So that's the way to create salary basis, element that is linked to the salary basis, and also to create a payroll. Like I mentioned, this is not on your user guide. I will try to add it. God give me time. I will try to add it for you. In case you come across it in the future, you might not need it, but somebody added payroll details and salary to this. This was not there before, but somebody added it. That's fine. It's not a big deal. You just need to create it. That's all. Okay, I think I'm done now. I'm tired as well. Does anybody have any question? I know it's over 2 hours. Does anybody have any question? Any question?
So why is the salary displaying 0 when why is it not the okay, total amount 0? Okay.
Yeah, total amount is 0. It should, because I didn't add any salary for the guy anyway. Because remember, the guy is
I thought you
within
gave a salary range, so it should select from.
it's just a salary range, but I didn't give him his salary itself.
Okay.
So somebody could be between 50 and 60, which is what we did, but it could be on 53. It could be on 54. I didn't add it. For me to add it, I'm not going to add it from here. I'm going to add it from the main page itself. So
Okay.
once you click on submit, then I can add the salary for him. But you're not going to do it from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further question? Okay. If there's no question, we can round it up. But what we have to do is on Friday, I think 9 o'clock my time, we're just going to spend 1 hour. Fingers crossed. I don't know how I can teach you guys absences for 1 hour. I need to be very fast to do that. So, but I've only been giving you 1 hour, so that's it. Now, I just pray that I'm able to quickly do it. It wouldn't take time. Now, I'll tell you how absences work. If you notice, I created this some employees. So let me go. I'm not going to take time on this one. When I created these employees, I didn't give them any absence. I think there's one which is 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this one. Okay, let's try this. Oh, sorry. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay.
90. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I created this employee. Let me click on this link. So when I created this employee, I didn't give this guy any absences at all. So I just, for you to see absences, you come here. We didn't create anything now. And you come to absence record. We didn't do anything now. but somebody else has done something else. So if you notice, somebody else has done this. You can see KK accrual plan and this one. I don't know who did all this anyway. So the moment I create an employee, it just automatically, because this guy, whoever has done this, I checked this yesterday, their eligibility says GB legal entity group. So legislative data group. So that means anybody can be eligible. Anybody within UK will be eligible. So the moment I click on save or submit for this employee, it just automatically get eligible. I don't know who did this, but it just automatically get eligible. I can go into this system and I can stop its own eligibility. I can say, you know what, for anybody to be eligible for this, they must be an intern. I can change it for this guy. So when you now create an employee, nothing will come up for that employee. I can change it for him. But I decided to just leave it yesterday. So this is similar to what we're going to do. We're going to create an annual leave and a sick leave. Maybe if we got time, we can create maternity. And what we're just going to do, and they will be accrual. We can do similar to what this guy did. So when you create an employee, they will just automatically come up similar to this. They will just automatically come up. And when they come up, you can see it says zero balance. The reason why it says zero balance is because nothing is here. For something to be here, let's try this. I'm not sure what is going to, because I don't know what is done. You go here, accrual, run for all. Let's try any dates. Let me try Friday. I'll click on yes. I just want to see, yeah, can you see? So this is what the guy did. So this is what this means. You can see there's 10. So that means this guy is entitled to 10 days. This guy is also, for this, I don't know what this means. This guy is entitled to 12.6 days. They did, this is going to be similar to what we would do on Friday. Hopefully we'll have time to quickly do it. It wouldn't take time anyway. So I'll just quickly teach you guys. But like I said, on a high level, that's all. Okay, that's all from me. Any question? Any question from anybody? I know I bombarded you guys today. But remember, once I finish on Friday, it will now be to the testing team. And on Tuesday, I don't know, I mean, I'm going to talk to the organizers. On Tuesday, if we're allowed to meet, I'm not going to do any training anymore. That's it. On Tuesday, when we meet, now, the implementation team will be the one to implement to, that's what I've been told. I think yesterday, on Sunday, by the organizers, that one of the implementation team will implement for us. I will just be looking. I will guide, but I'll just be looking on Tuesday. If we're allowed to meet, I think we're gonna meet anyway. But I'm not gonna do any testing, any training anymore. So, but you guys will be the one to create enterprise and create, I mean, everything and that content, which we've done so far. You will be the one. Now, you don't need to do Blue Sky Citadel. You can do XYZ. You can do whatever you want. Any name. You can call it any name. New Sky Citadel. Whatever you want. Whatever name you want. But you will be the one to teach me. The problem is I don't want to say who's want to volunteer, because I will say I know everybody will keep quiet. But whoever want to volunteer, just talk among yourself. On Tuesday, let's be enjoyable. Let's do it among one another. Don't worry, I will also try to talk. I will guide you. I'm not saying you will know everything 100%, but what I've been told is the implementation team, I've been told there are only 5 or 6. You guys will be doing it together. Maybe one of you will spearhead it, or some of you will do parts and this one will do parts. But on Tuesday, that's what we will do. And we have to finish all this implementation on Tuesday, everything. So, I mean, you can use the guide. We're not going to be saying this is what we're, I mean, just make it fast. It's possible. So, would that be okay on Tuesday? Does everybody agree? You see, nobody's even saying
Yeah,
anything.
we'll work towards it.
Oh, thank you so much. Who talk? I just want to know who's talking. Is that Mary?
Yes, it is.
Ah, Sister Mary, you really want to spread on Tuesday. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you. Then we meet
Thank
on
you, sir.
we meet on Friday. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
God
you.
bless. Okay,
Yes.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye.
BA is here. Hi, Fumi.
Hi, Mary. Hi.
How are you? I was just looking down to see which BAs are here. We will quickly have a chat.
Okay, is it going to be long? Because
Yeah.
is it going to be
Okay.
long?
Actually, because the
Because I don't know if I
meeting,
can switch host to you.
Okay, please, if you can do that.
I'll try. Okay.
But what we planned, I don't think, because the meeting went off over time, so
Yeah,
we'll
Mary.
probably meet
It's kind of
tomorrow
late
though.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of late now, honestly.
Yeah, you can go. I'll just have a quick chat with Olainka because I can't even see who's on here. Maybe we'll meet again tomorrow when the PMs are meeting.
What time is that?
What is it? 6:30, 7:30?
Okay.
Yeah, Mary, I'm gonna have to stop because the recording is still going.
Oh, sorry.
And then I can't see where to transfer host to you.
Okay, it's all right. We'll just stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Jibril, are you Jibril, are you in the kitchen? Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
You didn't stop the recording.
Well, should I stop it now? Oh,
Pastor has gone.